Live from Dallas, Texas, I'm Adrian Manns for The Money Show. I'm here with Marina Villatoro. She is the trader chick. And I'm very interested in how you came to be a trader. It's a different road for everybody. I certainly have my own weird story, but how'd you wind up trading stocks or trading for a living?
Well, I've always been interested in the financial markets since I can remember. I lived in New York City for a while and went to all these different workshops on Wall Street. They were bunch of scams. This was in the 1990s, and there was nothing online yet. And then I kind of just got away from it. I was doing long-term investments, and also had my mutual funds. People were like, the managers were losing all my money. It was ridiculous. And I've been living now in Central America for almost 20 years. So when we were in Costa Rica, and after my son was born, I had time. I'm like, okay, I really want to get into this again. And once again, there was really no substantial information. I was self-teaching myself, but it was more in stocks and a little bit more like swing trading. And on my 40th birthday, I was, you know what, I want to go full in. And I ended up finding an academy that taught futures. I didn't even know what futures was. Like, it was so foreign to me. But I'm also a travel blogger. I have a travel site, and this particular teacher also did, so I knew the world. And I was like, okay, I know that he's living it, so I know I can because I'm living part of his life already. You have to follow what your lifestyle, what you want, but what's a realistic lifestyle, right? I mean, I want to be Julia Roberts. That's not going to happen, right? Okay. So something like that. And then I got into futures, and I just fell in love with the E-mini, and it's been a really rough road.
Yeah.
It was a very rough 3 years for me. But, you know,
like
you
weird
have that
psychological fit? Or
psychologically, I was going in too soon. I wasn't putting in my stops, you know, the whole ego thing, because you can't be wrong, yet when you're right, you can't be right either because you only go for tiny profits, but you can let the stop and the risk just drain your accounts. And then, yeah, I actually had a complete breakdown about 5.5 years ago. I lost almost $6,000 in 2 days. It was outrageous. And everybody's like, just quit, this isn't for you. And I had to walk away for probably a couple of months. And that's when I started to, you can't just walk away. You can't tell a trader. And it's not gambling, because I'm not a gambler. But you just know that there is a way and you can do it. And then I came back understanding that I never actually learned the basics. I'm trilingual. So for me to be able to understand that the market has its own language was kind of a wake up. And when you understand it and could actually listen to it and become fluent in it, life changes. The market speaks to us, and that's what I realized.
It sounds like you hit on a key point too. That I think for a lot of newer traders, the hardest thing is understanding that a gain is not a win and a loss is not a defeat. Right? It's about, because then it winds up feeling very good to keep getting the wins, and it feels awful to take the defeats. So you never take the stops, and you wind up with bigger and bigger losses, which is what it sounds like happened to you in 2 days.
It's all about decisions.
Right.
Valid. Just trade and making the right decision. It's not even about the money. After a while, you realize that.
Right. I tell my guys all the time, there's no such thing as a good day, no such thing as a bad day. They're just days.
Yes.
Right. And that's the important thing, is that you're always sort of stepping up to the plate with the same fresh attitude.
Yeah.
But now you said you live in Guatemala, right? So what about technology-wise? What's the?
It's great.
I'm very interested in this, because I've got people I've talked to over the years who are even in Europe, and they've got lags to the connections to the exchanges. None of that.
Funny enough, I have more problems with internet here in the States than I do in Guatemala. No joke. It's very bizarre to me. Yeah.
Well, maybe we should all move.
Yeah. Oh, I think so. Much funner life. But yeah, no problem.
Okay. So if somebody wants to come to you for coaching, again, let's have your website name and maybe an email address for them to contact you.
Everything is thetraderchick.com, and you could just find everything you need there. Contact and the way to reach me, Instagram. It's all The Trader Chick.
Perfect. All right. That's Marina Villatoro. I'm Adrian Manns, live from Dallas, Texas for The Money Show.